This may be one of the most interesting camping lanterns I've ever seen. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda. You're out in the wilderness and you like a little light. When the sun goes down, you're so used to flipping on that switch at home and having the light that you need that when you get out in the wilderness and the sun goes down, all of a sudden, all you can do is curl up in the fetal position and go to sleep because you can't play cards, you can't do face painting, all the fun stuff that I like doing. And so I picked up this camping lantern here because this one is actually a lot different than a lot of the ones that I've seen before, which are kind of just like lights that you put on your table and they just kind of illuminate the table, allow you to eat dinner, field dress a deer or a possum, whatever. But this one is quite a bit different looking. It actually looks like some sort of device from Star Trek: The Next Generation, like a transporter enhancer or something like that. But it's actually pretty big. In the pictures, it looks small, almost like the size of a microphone or something. But as you can see here, it's pretty large, bigger than a lightsaber. And this exterior here is extruded aluminum or something. It's actually pretty massive and beefy. What you can see here is that we have a little rubber cover right here. So if I pull that open, you have a USB-C port right there, as well as a USB-A port. So you can use this like a power bank and actually charge up an electronic if you need to. And then down on the bottom here, we have this little twisty lock and unlock, and that will allow you to open up the leg. So I'm going to kind of twist it, and I think it's unlocked. Yeah, there we go. And I want to show you, these legs are not just wires that come out. They are actually really light, maybe even hollow, but they're pretty nicely made here. Kind of very tall, so they should have some structure. And then obviously what you'll have to do is lock these in place because you don't want them folding back up. All right, so those are locked in place. And then up here is the lantern itself. Now, what you get is this disc that is kind of floating on top of a post here. And what it allows me to do is pivot it like this. So I can almost use it like a spotlight, but I can shine it down on things. So if I put it horizontal here, I can extend this guy out just like this. And now it is just shining straight down, kind of casting a big floodlight over everything. If I were to put this on the ground, I would say it's probably a little over 3 feet tall, maybe just about 3 feet tall, a yard, a meter. And now what you can do is turn that guy on right there. So if I tap the button, that is a bright light. Might be a little hard to see there, but we get this ring of LEDs, and that is actually pretty bright. So I'm just going to tap it again here and see what we get. So if I hold this down, we kind of go to a lower mode. It looks like it's flashing there, but that's just the refresh rate. That is a lower light mode. And if I hold it down again, we get a flash. That truly is flashing. And then if I hold it down again, it goes off. So high, low, flashing. So we get a couple modes. So if you want just a little bit of light, you're playing cards, having dinner. What I also like about this is that you can compress this guy down so that if you just have this thing sitting on a table and you just want to illuminate what's around you, you can do that. But if you want to kind of set this up so that people can walk around a campfire, around your tent, and not get hurt, you can do that too. And what I love about this, man, that is bright. I also kind of like the idea that if you have it up like this, you can use it as a spotlight. I mean, I know that it's kind of meant for going outdoors and camping and those types of things, but I'll tell you what, it's almost like a little ring light. So if you were using this to be a creator, I'm just going to spin it around. All right, I've got some ring lights, and I guess they diffuse the light a lot. There are like lenses on top of them, but this doesn't really have it. It's kind of a clear lens, but it's pretty bright. Maybe a little too bright for comfort. You can see we have 4 little LED dots there that shows the charge state, I think. So this thing is fully charged, but I really dig this thing, man. In the dark, it kind of illuminates the way. If you need this to spotlight something, if you need this to make your camping civilized, if you need this to keep your campsite safe, if you just need this as a backup light in your home because you have a lot of power outages. Well, this is a really interesting camping light, and this is actually the cheapest of this version that I found. So kind of this style is actually pretty expensive, but this particular brand by MACHFALLY was the cheapest one I could find. So if you want to pick up this style camping lantern spotlight, then I'll put a link to this in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.